the next question I want to ask is, you seem to have completely unshackled yourself from the bondage of this senseless religious conformity. You now preach with a very daring courage and sincerity of purpose. And I am not ignorant of the sacrifices you've made because of who you are now. In your effort to bring light into the darkness and the prevarication that has so far prevailed in the Christian community. But I want us to take it a little further. Can you tell us one of the things you've ever done as a pastor that you're not proud of and you hope no other pastor can ever do it? Something, one mistake you've ever done as a pastor you're not proud of and you want to talk to someone with your experience so that they can avoid it.
Kel, one of the greatest regrets I have in my life as a child of God is that I preached the Bible out of context and misled many people. And because that is all I do. Today, when I come across some of the people that I pastored who left our church before I got into this light, I get embarrassed. I get really embarrassed. Some of them even say to me, but this is not what you preach to us. Is this something wrong with you? I feel bad that I had an opportunity in people's lives for 5 years of their life to disciple them, to establish them, to teach them Christ. And all I was busy preaching to them is sow a seed, reap a harvest, 100-fold harvest, tap in, tap out, tap my grace, touch my grace. Exactly.
I give you.
Look, Kel, when I see such, I feel so sorry. I feel so sorry. And some of them, I could have made their lives better. But it is what it is. Sometimes when you hear the way I preach, the kind of velocity with which I preach, people think I'm angry. Yes, I'm angry, but I'm not angry. The anger is at myself for wasting people's time. Yes. And now I preach with that vehemence because I want to correct. I want to put these things right. I'm not angry at anybody. No, I'm not. I'm just, trying to put things right that I myself contributed in putting in the wrong light. People that, I remember some people who come to me and say, this is my last. This is my last. And I said, just drop it and trust God. Drop it and trust God because that's all I was taught to do. And I thought it was working. Today I look back and I wouldn't wish any preacher grabs that holy Bible without understanding how to interpret it properly, preaching it anyhow and destroying people's lives. Because like I said in the beginning, if your interpretation of the scripture is wrong, your worship can never be right. So you will establish people in false worship of God. A worship of God that leads them nowhere. And if you're not careful, when these people keep looking for and don't find, they end up in atheism. They will arrive at, there cannot be God because if this is really right, it's not adding up. And it is all because there's a preacher who took 5 years of their lives, 10 years of their lives, teaching them what does not add up. And you cannot ask such preachers question. If you ask them, they will say the secret things belong to God. They leave you more confused. Yes, God works in me. They leave you more confused than when you met them. And so for me, I have deep regrets for all those years that I preached. Today, when I listen to some things I preached before, I'm so embarrassed. I just tell them, put it off. Don't let that thing play again. Just put it off. Because the things I was saying, me myself, I'm embarrassed that I could even, coin those words and speak them out. I'm telling you, that's one of my major regrets in ministry.
Thank you.
Yeah.